Welcome to GLOBALink, brought to you by Xinhua News Agency. I'm Huang Yiping in Beijing. China strives to peak carbon dioxide emissions by 2030 and achieve carbon neutrality by 2060. Carbon neutrality means to achieve net zero carbon dioxide emissions mainly in two ways: balancing carbon dioxide emissions with carbon offsets, or reducing carbon emissions to zero through changing energy sources and industry processes. China's ambitious goals in green development have drawn world attention. In today's show, we talk to experts from around the world to share their views on China's green development. Joining us now is Dr. Beatrice Mattari, a lecturer at Railway University in Kenya. Welcome, Dr. Beatrice. China strives for the peaking of carbon dioxide emissions by 2030 and pledges to achieve carbon neutrality by 2060. What does it mean to China and the world?
This is very, very instrumental and very instructional from China to especially the developing world. It is a huge and gutsy commitment for China, but I believe China has got what it takes to be able to meet these particular goals. I would say from 2015, when they committed to this Paris Agreement, up to now, China has gone through quite a lot of improvement in terms of meeting these particular goals. And one of the areas that China has really spearheaded quite a lot of development is the use of renewable energy to be able to change the energy mix. So China has gone ahead to be able to set an example, to be able to manage the environment and ensure that we have a better environment and meet the sustainable development goals.
Thank you for sharing. And joining us now is Mr. Jeffrey Sachs, who is an UN senior advisor, also economics professor at Columbia University. Mr. Sachs, welcome. What was the most impressive thing for you when it comes to China's green development over the past decades?
All of us face continuing challenges of environmental sustainability and also creating more inclusive and fair societies with lower inequality. One of the things that has been a hallmark of China's development is bold investment in infrastructure. That's provided the basis for broad economic growth. Now we're in a digital, renewable energy age, and that kind of forward-looking investment in digital and in green energy, wind and solar and hydro, is extremely important. So I think there are a lot of lessons about long-term development that come from China's experience during the last 40 years that really are very applicable for, of course, the ASEAN countries, or for South Asia, or for Africa.
Well, thank you very much for sharing your insights. And now I'm joined by Mr. Tsoti, CEO and President of Energy Foundation China. Mr. Zhou, welcome. What are the major industries and areas in China's green development plan in the next 5 to 15 years?
I would say it will influence on almost all the sectors, all the trade of the economy. I mean, from industry, power, transport, building, consumption, investment, every aspect of the world. That's a sort of industrial and scientific and technological revolution for the whole economies. And especially the revolution and transformation will take place in such sectors, I mean energy intensive sectors like power, industry, especially heavy industry like iron, steel, cement and building materials, chemical and petrochemical, etc., etc. And besides the transport and the building will be some other important sector to be influenced. When the transformation of those sectors, we can expect the overall emission will be largely reduced.
Thank you very much for sharing. And now I am joined by Mrs. Zhang Nanqing, Secretary General of the Committee of Green, Circular and Inclusive of All China Environment Federation. Mrs. Zhang, welcome. We know China has ambitious plans on green development, including to achieve carbon neutrality by 2060. So how to achieve these goals?
The energy structure of China is mainly composed of coal and also a lot of import of oil, petrol, as well as the renewable energies. Based on this energy structure, the renewable energy will be increased to like more than 20% or even more than 25%. That would be very critical for China to reach carbon neutral by 2060. I think the key point is how China can develop its economic development decoupled with the energy consumption. It will be the investment in internet and also the investment in green technologies. When we really reach that stage, I think this can be the contribution of China to the world and also provide a really sustainable solution to the world.
Couldn't put it better myself. Thank you very much. Stay with GLOBALink as we gather some important voices from around the world. You can leave a comment below. See you on the next show.